everybody. It's the Bird and Charlie Show podcast, where we try to bring you some interesting news, I guess, or just some conversation.
Yeah, I would call it conversation.
Conversation, more like conversation. We can be heard, our podcast can be heard. It's the Bird and Charlie podcast, available on most all podcast platforms, including Spotify. We have an IG page. We have a Facebook page. We got a website now called birdandcharliepodcast.com. So you can hear our shows as well on that. Good week this week, right? Would you say?
Yeah, it was short. I mean, we celebrated, we had an off day, Columbus Day or Indigenous People Day, whichever day you choose, call it. My week went by pretty quickly. Yep. It was not eventful. I mean, nothing crazy happened, so that's a good thing.
Okay, always a good thing when it's quiet like that.
Yeah.
As always, we have a list of things to talk about. We're getting a little organized. We're progressing, would you say?
Yeah, I would say that.
Fine-tuning.
Some structure.
Structure. Life needs structure, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, too, I think is on our list. Structure. So, anyway, I'm Charlie.
And I'm Bird.
And let's talk. Let's have a conversation.
Okay, let's do it.
Is it echoey? Or is it?
I think it's okay.
It's okay? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. On my list. Daylight savings time. Let's talk about that for a minute. Because now, this time of the year, it's starting to get dark sooner and stick around a lot later. When I go to work, it's dark. When I come home, it's dark. And there's a thing called SAD. It's I forget what the acronym's for, but it has to do with season. And people get sad around certain seasons because it's darker. And have you heard of that?
I have not.
I'm gonna look that up while you say what you're gonna say, because that's a real thing. Sad.
Okay, yeah, it's my first time ever hearing about sad, but I guess it's a thing because when you think about sunshine and you sun dwellers that love the summer season or just love the sunshine, it makes people happy. Me personally, I do kind of like cloudy weather. I mean, yeah, like yesterday it was cloudy and raining, and I really enjoyed it.
That was your sunshine.
That was my sunshine. Yeah, a little windy, very fall-like.
I get it.
Yeah.
But I did go into Chat GPT, which is my new Google now. I use Chat GPT for a lot of things now. But I typed in what is SAD. And it said SAD is seasonal affective disorder, which is a type of depression that typically occurs during certain seasons, most commonly in the winter when there's less natural sunlight. So that's a real thing, SAD, S-A-D, and it's seasonal. Kind of what you said, some people react to the weather like that.
Right. Some people love the summer because it's sunshine and heat. But okay, Charles walked away for a second. He's fixing something, and and he's back on the scene now. Okay.
Sorry about that. I had to try to, we had the windows open, and some of the street sounds were seeping in. So
So you had to adjust.
the ambience a little bit. Hopefully that helps a little bit. I also got these. I didn't bring them in here. I got these cushions that deaden sound. I'm gonna put those up so it won't be so echoey at times. You might not even be able to hear the echo. Maybe it's just my trained ear. But but I do hear some echo, and I'm going to try to adjust that. Yeah, so daylight savings time, I thought it was going away. Apparently, it is not, because we asked Alexa, and it's still scheduled for November 2nd, right?
It is, yep, sometime in November, early November. But I guess, I feel like it's necessary. You know, I have grandkids that wake up early in the morning and, they go to school. And, a lot of kids need the light. Anything can happen. So I
That's
feel
true.
that, daylight saving time is important for that reason for our children who have to travel early in the morning.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think one time it was a big conversation about making it October around Halloween when kids are out trick or treating.
Right,
You
right.
know, making it sooner than November 2nd. But I guess, again, as long as you're with an adult, a responsible adult, and, just be careful when you're out there trick or treating.
Right, just be careful, period.
Period. Yeah, you're
period.
right.
Adults that travel early in the morning, children
That's
that
true.
travel early in the morning. You have to be aware of your surroundings.
All times.
Yes, at all times. So that's enough for that daylight saving time because I really don't have anything to say about it.
Thanks for your honesty.
That's enough of
That's
that
just
one.
weather. How about weather? Let's talk about weather. Again, the seasons are changing now. We're going into, it is fall. It is fall. And you kind of like this season.
I do. I love sweater weather. It is
Sweater weather.
Yes, it is the best. I've never been a summer person. I guess I don't like. Anything above 80, it's just way too hot for me.
I agree.
Yeah. So,
Although I love the sunshine.
like I said, sunshine.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah, I can take it or leave it. Yeah, but I love the crispness of the air, and I love the changing of the leaves, and I don't know, the fashion of fall is so, I don't know, so cute. It's so cute.
So let me ask you, what city do you think you'd be more comfortable in? I know you've not been to all the cities, all 50 states, or is it 51 now? I don't know. But
One, right?
yeah, which state or city do you think you more prefer that may be suitable for weather change? Midwest?
Yeah, I think I'm a Midwestern type person because I do enjoy the four seasons, even though summer is not my favorite season. But I like spring, I like fall. Winter is okay, as long as it's not a lot of snow. But I love seasons, so I don't think I would never ever move to California, Florida, any of the places and spaces that are always warm. I like changeable seasons. Yeah. I know probably there's a lot of people that, from Chicago or whatever colder states that do move to warmer climates due to health and, age. But I'm going to try and stick it out. Yeah. I think I can do it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's nothing like the seasons.
I think I lean towards sunshine. I've spent a little time in California. I spent a little time in Texas, which gets brutally hot. I don't like brutal hot heat. I don't like that. But I like the sunshine. I like the beach. I like walking on the beach. I like nature uh, like that because I could zen more by the ocean for some reason. Plus, I mean, I grew up in Chicago in the winter. Horrible snows, ice, rain, slipping, breaking ankles on the ice, slipping on the ice. I guess I just associate all that, which I shouldn't, because, but those are my experiences. But then I don't want it too hot either, because that's uncomfortable as well. So if I can get like 70, and they said that's San Diego, it's 70 like most of the year. It's 70. It's right there at 70. Cool breeze.
Okay.
It's not too hot. It's not too cold. But hey, different strokes for different folks.
That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm. Aches because let's talk about aches and pains as you get older, since we are mature adults.
We are.
Yeah, and we get our aches and pains, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What are some of your aches and pains?
Oh,
Just a few. You don't have to
just
list
a
them
few.
all.
My latest ache, ache. What is
Achy.
it? Yeah, my latest is my ring finger on my left hand. I would close it. I would close my hand, and that particular finger would get stuck.
Stiffen. Huh?
Yeah, and
Wow.
they call that trigger finger.
Oh, that's trigger finger.
Yeah, you can close your hands, and if you open your hand and one finger remain closed, and then you kind of have to force it up, it's called trigger finger. And it kind of gives you that, like that little flick that you get when you're shooting,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But I went to the doctor, of course, and I got an injection in that area, which has been great. I mean, I haven't had any issues with it, but that's my newest complaint.
So the shot
Yeah.
works.
It does. It
Okay.
does. Yeah.
So I looked up trigger finger,
Okay.
and this is what Chat GPT told me. Trigger finger, also known as tenosynovitis, is a condition in which one of your fingers or thumb gets stuck in a bent position and then suddenly straightens with a snap or a trigger motion.
Right.
I guess
Right.
hence the title trigger finger. It can be caused by inflammation or irritation of the tendons in the affected digit, making it difficult to move the finger smoothly.
Right.
It also says the condition can be painful. It may require medical treatment, including splinting, medication, or in severe cases, surgery.
Right.
Did they mention the surgery?
Uh, you know what? He did, but
But you did the splint thing too.
I did the splint thing for a minute, and
Did it work?
No.
No.
Yeah. So he suggested the injection, which is it worked.
Wow.
You know,
It's
he
a
said that I
miracle.
might have to come back for another. I mean, I guess it really depends on the severity of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but then he also explained that it's really not a condition for the old. I mean, he's had cases with 2-year-olds.
Really?
Yeah, so
Wow.
yeah, and a few young people at my job,
Mm-hmm.
they deal with the condition. And because I was talking to this young lady, she's like 28, maybe. No, she's younger than that. And she was telling me that, oh yeah, I have that, Marion. I was like, oh, so it's not a
No.
old people thing. It's just a people's thing. So, yeah,
Well, I'm glad it worked.
it did. It did.
Um, some of mine or one of mine, and yours too, I think you told me, used to be the shoulder thing. And I had a doctor tell me that could be from sleeping with your arm on your arm or with your arm elevated, and it has to do with tendonitis. But it went away. I don't know. It went away by itself.
Right. I had that issue and I went to the doctor again and I received another injection.
Mm.
And he was telling me that it comes from different things. Again, he said it's not an age thing, it could be the way you sleep. Just he mentioned quite a few things, but I can't remember what he said. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I had taken a what do you call it, a cortisone shot.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's the good
it
stuff.
did not hurt at all. The way they inject you now is funny. He used this little vibrating thing. I guess he put the vibrator on the area while he's injecting the medication. So, womp, womp, womp. Nah.
I was going for this one actually. You said vibrate.
Oh, I said,
It's been a minute. I haven't been using the buttons.
so, but it worked out. And it was okay. I mean, so far, so good. It's been a year now. So,
Wow.
yeah, we'll see what happens.
So I went to Dr. Chat GPT, and it says tendonitis, also known as tendonitis, is the inflammation or irritation of a tendon. Tendons are thick cords that connect muscles to bones, and when they become inflamed, it can cause pain, tenderness, and limited movement in the affected area. Tendonitis can also occur in various parts of the body, such as the shoulder, I think is where we were having the issues, elbows. I think I had a little of that in the elbow too, as in tennis elbow or golfer's elbow. It can happen in the wrist, the knees, the heels, as in Achilles tendonitis. It can be caused by overuse, injury, or underlying medical conditions. Treatment typically includes rest, ice, physical therapy, and sometimes anti-inflammatory medications. How about that?
How about that?
Thank you.
Wow, this segment has been very
I
educational.
know, and I want to do more of that. I want to do, I want to do more of that. Kind of educating ourselves as well as our listening audience to things that we may not be aware of, or things we might need to look into as far as health, safety,
Right.
whatever.
So I must say that since we're on this health topic,
Ooh, what you
you know,
got?
just want to let everybody know that you should go to the doctor
Always.
once a year at least
You always plugging
for a
that.
checkup because you don't know what's going on. I mean, I have had friends that found out that they were at stage 4 of things, So it is so important to go get a checkup
Treat it early.
regularly, yearly, please.
Okay, well, thank you for that.
Hey, you're welcome. Hey, stop.
Public service announcement.
Cut it out, guys.
But that's true. Go often and go, as soon as you, not as soon, but if something is irritating you after a while, don't ignore it. Don't hope for it to go away. Get it treated.
Right, and make sure that you go for your,
Annuals.
personal annual checkups for women.
Oh, especially.
Those special places.
And let me just give a word of advice to men. We don't like going to the doctor for some reason. Maybe it's a macho thing, but we figure we could tough it out. That, this is nothing, it'll go away. But again, Early treatment for anything is always a plus. I know a few of my friends, even my father, who ignored something, an ailment for so long that by the time he did get it treated, it was in stage 4. So, do it not only for yourself, do it for your loved ones. Go to that doctor visit, check it out. Because if it's happening, if it's going on my thing, if it's going on for more than a month, it's probably serious and you probably need to get it checked out. So if you're listening right now and you have an ailment, whatever it is, if it's your eyes, your ears, your nose, your throat, your head, your knees, your joints, go get it checked out. Don't ignore it.
Right. I feel like it's better to know than not to know.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you have a choice, treatment or not. It depends on you,
It really
what type of
does.
person you are.
Mm-hmm. And for other people who are listening and know of someone who's dealing with this, please encourage them to, or take them. Say, hey, you know what? Let's make a day of it. Let's go doctor visit. Then we get something to eat.
Right.
Even with
Sometimes
diabetes, right?
not
Is that
that
something
easy.
that can be treated early or not really?
I mean,
Like
once you
stage
find
1,
out,
stage 2?
well, there's two types.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1 and 2. So
What's 1, if you know?
I think 1 is usually you're born with 1.
Okay.
Yeah, 2,
Hereditary?
yeah.
Yeah.
2 is more like it develops from bad habits, from being obese, not enough exercise,
Sure.
overeating, or not being obese, but being chunky, Obese is such an ugly word to me.
Yeah, and I think that's more prevalent in our communities. I can remember back in the day growing up, hearing my aunties and uncles talking about, well, Uncle Larry got the sugar.
Right, right, yeah, I
I
remember,
didn't know what the sugar was.
like, oh, I want some sugar.
I know, can I
What
get
is it?
some of that sugar?
Candy?
But
What?
they were referring to sugar diabetes.
Right, right,
You know.
right.
Or what is the other one? Got a visit from Arthur.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, who is Arthur? Mind your business,
Yeah,
boy.
brother
You'll get a
Arthur.
visit from Arthur eventually too.
Right, keep living.
Hmm And for those of you scratching your head, saying, what the hell is Arthur? Arthritis.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
comes with age.
It does. It does. But then I guess if you're young and if you take care of yourself,
Yeah,
start early. you know.
taking care of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Getting that habit.
Get in the
Getting that
habit. Yeah.
habit
Yeah.
sooner than later.
Right. Everything in moderation.
What are some of the simple, I guess, activities or exercises people can do that they may not be aware of that is very helpful? Like
I mean,
maybe walking.
yeah. Walking
that
is
comes to mind.
inexpensive. You can do it anywhere and everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So walking, yeah. A
Activity,
nice
some
brisk
type
walk.
of activity. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jump rope, right?
Yeah. Well, I tried that. It's kind of hard right now.
Oh, okay.
Jumping rope.
Jumping in
yeah,
place.
yeah. I'm like, ow, my
These knees, these joints.
Ah.
All right,
So,
Arthur.
yeah. I'll stick with walking.
Yeah, but walking is a great exercise. You always talk about how at one point you were addicted to walking and it was beneficial to you.
Right, physically and mentally. So
Yes,
walking
yes.
is,
Dual purpose.
yep, both.
And also what? Drinking water. People take drinking water for granted.
Yeah, drinking water, but is it really necessary to drink 8 glasses a day? That's what I want to know.
People were drinking a gallon a day.
Right,
I wouldn't
right.
recommend a gallon.
But
I don't know.
I think a gallon is 8, right?
8. You said 8.
8 glasses equal a gallon?
Nah.
What is a gallon?
Because 8 ounces.
8 times 8 is 64 ounces. How many ounces in a gallon?
64. So, yeah, 8 glasses. Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant like 8 ounces. 8 times 8. Yeah, it's 64, which is a gallon. It depends on your body type, too. I mean, if you're a bigger person, you probably get away with more water than a smaller person because you can also get what they call water. God, what is it? It's a thing when you drink too much water
Right.
and it affects the body. So you definitely don't want to do that. But at least, I don't know what, 2 glasses, 8 ounce, 16, 24. I'm to 24. I think with my body type, 24 is sufficient.
Well, you know what? What is that?
Dr. Chat
Yeah.
GPT,
I mean,
what do you want me to ask him? What is the recommended
amount of daily amount of water a person should drink.
recommended amount of water?
Yeah.
Amount of water.
But then I also think you get water from things that we eat.
Yeah, you can. Fruits, vegetables, you know. But then you got your kidneys working on cleaning it up as well. It's not like pure water. I mean, if you drink drinks with sugar, citrus acid, or all that other sweetener and stuff, the kidney has to filter that. Whereas if you just drink water, you know.
Right. But you have so many people who, their
Syrup, secret syrup.
water, don't like water.
I'm one of those people. So
Yeah,
I
me
stopped
too.
putting lemon and what is it?
I mean, they say you
Lemon,
can put
mint,
cucumber, mint.
mint.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to change the flavor a little bit. And they got this new water. I don't know if it's new. It's new to me. It's water with citric acid. What's in pop? The citric acid that makes pop pop.
I don't know.
But it's water with the citrus acid added
Oh,
to
you
it.
get the fuzzy water.
Yeah.
Like seltzer water, kind of fuzzy.
Exactly. It's seltzer water. Still water, but seltzier. I don't know. But Dr. Chat GPT says the recommended amount of water intake can vary depending on the individual factors like age, sex, activity level, and climate. However, a general guideline to aim for is about 8 glasses of 8 ounce, which is a gallon, which is what you said, which is commonly referred to as the 8 by 8 rule, or around 2 liters, about half a gallon of water per day for most adults. Okay. Hey, check this out too. And this is kind of important, I think. It's important to listen to your body's signals for the thirst and adjust your water intake accordingly. In hot weather or during physical activity, you may need more water to stay properly hydrated. It's also important to consider the water can be obtained from various sources, including beverages and foods and high water content like fruits and vegetables.
Right. So you do get your water from different
Sources.
Yeah. And I
But
guess
water is important.
it is.
Yeah. And I think on one of our goals on our journey is to drink at least 24 ounces of water. Did we say? Was it 24?
Yeah, that's just half. So, yep.
Yeah.
It's a
So
half, yeah.
something is better than nothing. I could remember yesterday not drinking any water at all.
I did
Gosh.
not drink water. I had yummy sweet red.
Wine?
Yes. And I
Soda
also
pop?
had yummy McDonald's large coffee.
Gosh.
5 and 5, 5 creams, 5 sugars.
Gosh.
I know.
But it's liquid.
It's liquid, yeah. Yeah.
I think I drank yesterday cola.
Oh,
I
I
had
forgot about that.
I had
Yeah.
Pepsi.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
We did have a yummy, is it gyro or gyro?
It
And
was
those
tasty.
fries. Oh my goodness.
And some fries.
We got to give a
We
plug
got
out
this
to who was
restaurant.
it?
No, we're not plugging anybody
Oh, my
unless
God.
they pay us.
Wow.
But there are good fries out there, and I think what
Oh.
made this fries good, they're, what do they call them when they still had the skin on them? They call them natural cut or
Right. Something cut, home cut,
home
or
cut.
something. Yeah.
But they were very good, and they've always been very good. They're kind of not crunchy, go crispy fries.
Oh no, they are greasy. And
No, they
salty.
weren't greasy.
Yeah, they were. Oh,
Oh, okay, maybe they were. That's what made them soft.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I was just trying to make it healthy, but
And,
anything
no, it was
anything deep
nothing healthy
fried
yesterday. You're right.
is
You
not
can't,
healthy.
yeah, fried and healthy. Yeah.
But it was good. It was delicious.
Hmm. Yep. Yep. So if you're ever in the Chicago area,
You don't even know the name. So you can't even plug it if you
I
wanted to.
can't.
I'll
But
say
it's
the
on
name.
Vincennes.
What in Benson's?
It's south on Vincennes.
Okay. I'll say it.
No, don't say it.
Okay, I won't.
Okay.
But if you're on 76 and Benson's in Chicago,
Oh yeah, they've been
Yeah.
around for a very long
Ooh,
time. Oh my goodness.
ever.
Right. I remember we would take family trips. We lived.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we would take a family trip. My brother, my mother, my dad. We all jump in a car and
To that
we'd go to
restaurant.
this. Yeah, and
That's-
my dad and mother would always get Italian beef, and then my brother and I would end up with the hot dogs, but we would end up eating their food.
I guess.
Yeah, because the Italian beef was just so yummy.
Wow. Again,
Yep.
if you're ever in the Chicagoland area, good fries, good gyro,
Good
Although-
Italian beef.
and good Italian beef. I must say this about the gyro. I'm very particular. Is it gyro or gyro? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Tomato.
Gyro.
I'm very particular. I like to see them cut it off the spill or spindle. I like to see them cut that gyro meat off.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't do that.
What?
But it still was tasty. I don't know. It's just something about seeing that.
I think I've never had one with added tomatoes.
And
It's usually
onions.
just the sauce and the onions. But this,
It did have tomatoes.
yeah, it had tomatoes
Matter
on
of
it.
fact, well, yeah, I've had others, but they've been wedged tomatoes, sliced
Oh, you know
wedged
what? Yeah,
tomatoes.
that's true. That's true. What am I thinking? Yep. Yeah. But I
Yeah.
guess maybe the cubes, the diced tomatoes.
Diced tomatoes.
Yeah, because you can get
More
onion, meat, and
all mixed in
yeah,
together.
you know,
That's
So,
a good
yeah.
thought. It was tasty, though.
it was tasty,
That was dinner.
especially
That
the
was our
fries.
healthy dinner.
Yeah, healthy.
Yeah. Hey. Anyway, so that was good. Let's talk about. Okay. She's giving me a signal. We're going to pause just for a moment. And we're back. We just took a moment to pause for the calls. Okay, I think where we're going to start with a healthy mind. How we can keep our minds healthy. I put down here word puzzles. You like word puzzles?
No,
Okay. Crossword puzzles?
no.
Okay. All right. I'm not a fan of word puzzles, although my mother was. She liked to see the words and find the letters and connect them. How about checkers?
No.
Chess?
No.
Now, how about this game called concentration? I think it's a game where you cover up words. It's two words of the same, and they're covered. But, as you reveal them, you see the word and cover it back up, and you try to match the word.
Okay.
think it's
I
called
remember that as a
concentration.
child. I don't believe I've ever played that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
But I
as
like
a-
chess, too.
As a child, I played checkers from time to time. Yeah, memory games. I read a little.
Oh, what's that one you used to, was it called? I had the name, with the colors. What, Simon?
Simon, yeah.
That's a good
That was
memory
a good
game.
game. Yeah, it was fun also.
You played that, right?
Yeah, as a kid, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's what we're talking about. I'm so sorry. I guess I need to read a book.
No, keeping the
Lots of-
mind active, because I think what I've read or what I've been told, Alzheimer's comes from the mind not being active.
I don't
Or you should exercise
know.
your mind
Right.
so it
right.
won't get they say if you don't use it, you lose it.
Right. So, I mean, I feel that being creative,
That's
you
using
know,
the mind,
yeah, if you
drawing and
drawing, yeah, sketching,
creating.
painting, yeah,
Yeah,
creating
that helps
things,
the mind.
yeah,
Yeah, anything that helps the mind think.
right. As long as you're thinking, and
Hmm.
even I feel like we've lost the art of conversation. I think conversation is,
Yeah, you got to think about
part
what you're
of
gonna say
right, right, or
most
maybe it's a
times. I mean,
stimulating conversation that you have to kind of, maybe it's like a battle, like a debate that you're having with someone. So,
how about arguing? Would that be considered stimulating conversation?
you know
Arguing,
what?
ratchet arguing.
Oh yeah, uh, some choice words. You mother, kiss my,
Okay,
yeah.
so yeah, keep the mind healthy. Get into some ratchet arguing.
Exactly, some low blows,
Yeah, you got to be creative with
Right,
those
you gotta,
words.
yeah, hit him in the gut, or hit her in the gut. Take
Okay,
that.
anyway, I like playing chess. I could play chess for hours. I can remember when I first learned how to play chess. It was I must have been about 12 years old. Me and my best friend Ron, we would spend hours and hours playing chess and music, creating music. As a producer, I can remember creating. Back in the day, it was house music. I would be in my basement creating house music beats. And I kind of grew up loving music. I started playing the bass guitar, had a band. Then as I got older, I started producing, local groups. And then I started, building now studios in where I live, in my apartment. I would make it into a studio, a recording
Okay.
studio. And I can remember with my sons, I got 4 sons. Every time they come visit, they know I had a studio set up. So they come in there and start making beats and things of that nature. So I've always been surrounded by, as you can see here, some type of equipment to use. Like even with the podcast, I got this. I'm going to plug them because I like the equipment. It's the Rodecaster Pro 2. I started with the Rodecaster Pro, and then 2 years later, they came out with a Rodecaster Pro 2. And I just love it because it makes podcasting so much easier. But I also got a mobile unit by Zoom. So when we go on the road, I can just pack that thing up and do shows from the hotels and the restaurants that we visit and that they'll pay us to promote if it's good service.
Right.
But I've always found myself surrounded by anything that can help me release creative juices. I have a native instrument, has 32 sounds for musicians out there who use soundboards or whatever. 32 sounds. You can create anything. I love it. I'm going to tell you. Yeah, anyway, I won't go into that. But I love being creative, I guess what I'm trying to say.
Right, right. I don't know. I guess being surrounded with my grandchildren or around my
There you
grandkids
go.
always
Keep you on your
keeps
toes.
me on my toes. Yeah, these kids are
Never a dull moment.
never a dull moment. So, you have to kind of be on top of things with
Yeah,
with your
especially
grandkids. Yeah,
nowadays.
and then two of my grandchildren are artists.
They
So
are very gifted.
yeah. So um,
You're an artist. You sketch.
yeah. My mom sketched. I sketched. I haven't in a while, but I'm thinking about
Picking up the
picking it
pencil
up.
again.
Yeah, or maybe taking a class or two.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, weren't your grandkids in the pottery thing? The pottery classes?
Yeah. My two youngest,
Mm-hmm.
they just recently. Well, you know what? It ended a couple of weeks ago, so we're probably gonna pick it back up next year. Because the holiday is about to come, Driving them to pottery, I don't want to seem like a lazy ass, but on
It was an
Saturdays,
activity. It
sometimes
was a
it's like,
chore.
oh yeah, and then I would sit there for 2 hours, like, what can I do out there, being creative. So,
So aren't you thinking about joining them with the next? I mean, because it's for adults too.
uh, you know what? I don't think I'm really interested in pottery.
Okay,
You know,
you don't sit that one out.
yeah, yeah. But that's their thing. So,
Speaking of which, so what activity going forward, maybe next year, do you think you want to be involved with or get more into? What type of activity?
um,
You said yoga.
yeah, I have 2 yoga mats sitting,
Resting,
yeah, resting, just waiting for me to find a class.
dust them off.
Yeah, so yoga is something that I would like to try.
That sounds
A
fun.
beginner yoga class, and also the speed cycling. Or
Ooh.
I would like to try. I would like to find a beginner's course.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's work. Cycling.
yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah. But it seemed like it's a great workout.
Oh, it's a great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cardio.
Oh
You
my.
get your heart pumping.
It definitely will do that.
So, and then I also said that I want to start reading. I've never been an avid reader, you know, but I would like to find a few books, full of sex and violence, that I can,
Ratchetness.
yeah, something interesting, none of that August Wilson stuff,
Oops.
none of the classics, straight garbage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Something that would use your imagination. Now, I can imagine him slapping the crap out of her.
Right, exactly. Or, oh, that position sounds interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I might get a cramp in my hip or something. Yeah.
But I'm not a fan of reading either. Although I used to spend a lot of time in libraries and bookstores in the self-help areas, just because I found it interesting.
Right. It has to be something that you're interested in. Right.
To keep your interest.
To keep your interest. Right. Yeah.
But now I do audio books.
Right. Yeah.
And because I'm always somewhere where I can listen, either through my earbuds or in the car, I'll find something interesting, download it. Even on YouTube, you can find interesting things, self-help or whatever you're interested in, and just listen to it.
Right.
Feed the conscious,
Exactly.
subconscious. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So help your mind help you. Right?
Yeah.
Something
Sounds
like
good.
that. Let's talk about setting goals and, just planning in general. I used to be a procrastinator.
Well, I have to admit, I am a procrastinator. The biggest procrastinator I know
I used to be
is
king
me.
of procrastination.
Yeah.
And you queen
Queen,
now?
yeah.
You're queen. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
But in my readings or in my audible listening on how to be more productive, they said setting goals is important. But the problem comes with some people setting lofty goals. You know what I'm saying? They say the best way to eat an elephant is a piece at a time. So take a lofty goal and just chop it up. They say make it, if you have a goal, set yourself a goal. I think goals are important, especially when you're trying to get better at something or if you're trying to improve yourself. Set some short-term goals like daily goals. Set a daily goal. For instance, we have water goals. A daily goal would be, 24 ounces a day. That can be achievable, something achievable. Set weekly goals. Okay, I'm going to go work out some type of activity twice a week. That's a weekly goal. Monthly goal. I'm going to start meal prep. I'm going to start preparing my food for lunch or what have you. Make them attainable, make them achievable, make them simple enough where you can achieve the goals and see the progress, and that will trigger something in your mind to make bigger goals. Once you start seeing you can achieve goals and achieving these goals, do more of them. And believe me, I've tried this, and before you know it, you'll find yourself achieving more things or getting more things done instead of putting them off or procrastinating. What say you?
I would say, well, I say that don't beat yourself up.
Be easy on
Be
yourself.
easy on yourself. Yeah, I mean, setting
Achievable.
goals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
achievable.
that's a good thing. But if you mess up,
It's okay.
just
Start over.
start over. Right. So don't make it seem like like a chore. I mean, don't make it seem, what's the word I'm looking for?
Challenging.
Right. You know,
Yeah.
if
Good.
you
Let's
mess
use an
up,
example.
just
What has been a goal or some of the goals you've tried to achieve, but just can't get over the hump? And let's try to break it down and make it achievable. What are some of the things you've
okay.
wanted
Now you
to
put me on the spot because I can't
accomplish?
think of anything at this
Well,
point.
you had a few things. Signing up at the gym, you put that off a long time.
Oh, I did it
But
yesterday.
you finally did
Yeah,
it.
did
And that was
yesterday.
simple, wasn't it? Because
was.
I think, and help me out, you were in the mind, okay, I got to get up, I got to get ready, I got to go down there, I got to go to the place, I got to sign up. And maybe that helped you procrastinate or use excuses. I don't feel like doing all that. Where yesterday, I went online and I signed up.
Right, right. Well, honestly speaking, I'm just being real. They had
Transparent.
a special going on,
Okay,
and
that helps too.
Friday, because I think I applied Friday, and that was the last day of the special. So it was like, oh, I got to catch the special. So that was my motivation, catching
The
the
special.
special. Yeah.
But you did
So
it easy. You didn't have to get up. You didn't have to get dressed. You didn't have to go all the way down there. You
right,
just
but
went
part
on
of
the.
me wanted to, I kind of do like that interaction with people. I want to walk around the gym, and I want him
Yeah.
to try and sell me the membership.
But
But it was simple.
yeah,
Yeah.
because sometimes we want, but we don't always get. Now, had you still wanted to do it, let's say that deadline wasn't there, would you still be procrastinating it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I think the fact that you found an easier, simpler way to do it helped.
Right. I was trying to catch that deadline.
Catch
and
that deal.
That was
And you
basically
did.
what it was.
And you did it. So that's an accomplishment, wouldn't you say?
I guess so, yeah. Now let's see if I can,
Stick to it.
yes,
Get
get
a
there.
plan.
Right.
Yeah. So that's good. Well, congratulations
Oh, stop.
on not
Stop.
procrastinating it any further.
People, enough. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So yeah, set attainable, achievable goals. Make them simple. Make it almost a game. Like, okay, let's see the easiest way I can accomplish this.
Right, and don't beat yourself up if you
And don't if you
if
don't
you fall off the bandwagon.
get right back on.
Yeah, be easy on yourself.
Now this one added to the list later because you kind of said something today I think might be important for people to hear or think about anyway, and it kind of relates to what you were saying. Don't beat yourself up or get right back or start where you are. And it is accept who you are and work on it. You were inspired, to hey, start where you are, or don't beat yourself up, or accept what you are. You are what you are.
Right. I think so many of us, we focus on the bad things about ourselves.
Yep.
you
Beat
know.
ourselves up. We do.
Right. And I guess today I received
A message from a
yeah,
program.
from a program, and basically he was saying to accept who you are now. I mean, you are a work in progress. So we all have flaws.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
Human
things that,
nature.
right, um, God has accepted us for who we are.
Yeah.
And, He's the potter, we're the clay.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a religious person or if you believe in God or your creator, whoever you believe in,
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, basically don't give up on yourself. You know, um, Start where you are. It's not too late.
Mm-hmm.
Work on your flaws, but accept yourself now
As you are.
as you are, right? Show yourself some love, show yourself some grace and mercy.
Mm-hmm. Yourself. Show
Yeah, show
yourself.
yourself, right?
Just start there.
So,
Yeah. And you had a good idea too. I'm going to incorporate on lessons, how you're going to, because you said you'd hear a daily lesson or a daily word and just found yourself just going through the action of reading it, but you said you're going to try this new method of learning or reading and applying a lesson. How are you going to do that now? And what was the issue before? You read your daily word.
right, you read a scripture, it tells you a story. I mean, it's something new every day, and I feel like I wasn't embracing the things that I was reading. So I decided that with this message that I received today, that I'm going to take a week. Each message that I receive
Like on a
is going
Sunday
to be,
to start the week.
yeah, to start the week, and it's going to be something that I work on because I want to
You want to
learn
make
that.
it part of your
Yeah,
life.
right.
Yeah.
You want to incorporate the things that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah.
So yeah, I really don't remember the last thing. Don't say
Okay.
that.
Yeah. No, we keeping it 100 here.
I
we
know I
we,
was
we
talking
just had to
about
pause for a moment.
right,
And now we're
right,
trying to regroup.
right. I had to take a message from my daughter called, and when your kids call, you stop everything just to make sure everything
Sometimes.
is well. Yeah, maybe you might pause. I mean, you might wait a little bit before you call them, but
Yeah. No, and we're very transparent
yeah,
here on
but
this podcast. So anything that happens happens. It's everyday life. I'm sure everyone right now is thinking, I got something cooking. I probably need to check on it for it
right,
burn.
right,
Do it.
right,
Go and check on
right.
that food.
Right. But yeah, I mean, the lesson that I received today, I want to incorporate in my life, but I want to study it for a week because I really want to use it. I want to be able to go back to it. I want it to become part of, my everyday life
Right.
because I just feel like sometimes we just go through the motion. You wake up in the morning, you
Yeah.
meditate, you pray, you
And that's that.
read, right,
You think you did something.
right,
You
and then
think you
you're
did God a favor.
right, right.
God,
And then
I'm going
you're
to do you a
reading
favor.
something new every day. So it's like, I mean, I guess I just want to learn and make it a part of my life. So I think that it might take a week for me to ingest a lesson, and then next Sunday go on to something new,
Okay.
and then just that lesson and so on and so forth.
That kind of goes back to setting goals. You'll set your
Oh, I
goal on
guess it is a
Sunday,
goal. Oh
and then
my
you'll
God, I'm doing goals.
keep hitting the wrong
Oh,
button. I meant to hit,
yeah, I know. It's amazing. I mean, my
but
goodness.
that really ties into what we were just talking about, setting goals. So your goal is to get this message in the beginning of the week on a Sunday, and kind of break it down throughout the week and make it part of your life.
Right, right. I want to make God a part of my life
Okay.
every day. I mean, even though I do, it just feel like it's so repetitious, but I really want to use the message and spread the message.
That's thoughtful of you. Do you feel, but it sounds like you don't feel what you've been doing has been sincere enough.
I mean, I guess I feel that if you're praying for change, you want you want change. I mean, I guess I do it and I continue doing what I normally do, and then I pray and I ask for forgiveness and, forgive me of my sins, known and unknown. But I continue doing that same sin. I'm praying to be forgiven, but then tomorrow
Back at it.
I'm back at it. Yeah. So
I hear you.
I just
And
want to be more aware of my actions and be more aware of what I'm asking God
to do
to
in your
do
life.
and to help me with. And, I don't want to be a hypocrite.
Ooh, good
I
word.
know that we do fall, just like what is it, the song, We Fall Down, but we get up. So I want to stop using
An excuse.
an excuse and I want to stop using that loophole that God forgives me of my
He
sin.
knows my heart.
Yeah, and he does, but I want to put forth an effort to do better.
Good move. Good point. That's a real good point because I think we're all guilty of that. I think we take prayer and forgiveness too lightly.
Right,
We
right.
think, okay, I'm going to mess up. I know I'm going to mess up because it's intentional, but God is going to forgive me because He's a forgiving God. But how sincere are you about asking for forgiveness? If you're just going to just keep doing it, why waste your time asking for forgiveness if you're not really doing something to get better,
Right, right.
you know?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I agree with you with that. I've incorporated, I've always been a prayer, but I also meditate too, and that's helped me a lot to quiet my mind. And sometimes you need to quiet your mind to listen for the answers. I'm of the mind that when you're praying, you're talking to God. When you're meditating, you're waiting to receive His direction and answer. Because if you're always on a constant move and thinking about how I'm gonna pay this bill, how I'm gonna fix this problem now, you're not giving yourself a chance to meditate on the answer because you're trying to. The one thing, and this is one of my pet peeves. If people who say they pray and ask God to help them, but don't take their hand off of it, and they still trying to fix the problem themselves. If you're praying and, hey, God, take the wheel, help me out with this, but you still making all the moves and actions, are you really giving it over to God? Or are you trying to just do it all?
Right, right. And I have to be totally honest. I am that person. I am that person. I will pray and ask for help, but then on the other hand, I'm still in it.
In
I'm
it.
still trying to make it work. But
Sometimes you got to be still.
I mean, yeah, sometimes you have to be still. And that's just in life, period. I mean,
it
that's not
is.
even a religious thing. I mean, if you're not a religious person or, a spiritual person or whatever, you can still use these concepts. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to, be about the creator or,
A higher power.
power,
Whatever it
right?
is to you, whatever it means to
Right.
you.
You are your higher power.
There you go. At the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah. So those of you who are struggling with issues needing answer, just be still. Just be still and meditate. I used to do this sometimes whenever I have an issue or a challenge or I need something to really happen for me, I get overwhelmed. And so again, through self-help books and tapes or whatever, I learned to, because I'm a believer in fasting, because to me, fasting allows me to focus more. Because if you're eating and you're drinking and all that, food may make you sick. It may cause digestive issues, which is a whole nother thing you're focusing on now. But I did water fast for a day up to 3 days, nothing but water or nothing but liquids, um, just to tame my flesh, to be still So fasting has helped me get through some real challenging, or help some things come to fruition for me by fasting, and being thankful and being grateful. See, I think we take that for granted too. I think we take for granted sometimes our health, sometimes the roof over our heads, sometimes our jobs. I don't sometimes think we're grateful enough to have just that and be thankful for just that. Yeah, it could be better. It can always be better, but what about being grateful for what you have? It's a song. Be grateful for what you got. You may not have diamond in the back, sunroof top.
Okay, digging the scene
Yeah,
with the gangster lean.
with the gangster line.
Ooh.
But being grateful, what do you think?
Yeah. You know what? Fasting is not my thing.
Right. No, it's not for
Yeah,
everybody.
it's
I
not for
will tell you
everybody,
that.
yeah.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah, but being still and being grateful. Because there's so many people that wish they had what you have.
That's right.
So, sometimes you just have to, think. I don't want
Be
to
humble.
always say, yeah, be humble and be grateful and, thank the creator, whoever your creator might be, that you have what you have.
It could be a lot worse.
It could be, yes. There's someone who wish that they had what you have now. So,
Yep.
yeah, and like I said, I think I did try fasting, but I was hungry. So
Yeah, but I think the whole key, because it was
it's
difficult
starving
for
the
me.
flesh.
Yeah, it was difficult for me in the beginning until someone broke it down. He said, if it's not challenging you, then that's not a sacrifice. The whole point of fasting is making a sacrifice. But if it's not challenging you, if you don't feel it's a sacrifice, it's pointless. It's like saying, God, I'm going to give this up for you because I know I need this from you. And in my mind, this is how I kind of figured it out. Well, I got to give something to get something. Now, that may not even be true, but in my mind, this is how I made it a reality for me. God, I'm giving up food for 12 hours or 24 hours. It's going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy. But what I'm asking you for is not difficult. It is difficult, and it's not going to be easy. So I just want to show good faith in giving this up to you to receive this in return. So that's how I kind of justified it in my head. But would they say no pain, no gain?
Right,
Yeah.
I hear you. But I guess I just feel that if it's for you, and if God want you to have it, He's gonna let you have it with food or without food.
And that's an interesting point. So why pray? Why do we pray if it is what it is and what's going to happen is going to happen? Why even bother praying?
I guess it's just talking to God. I guess just talking to God, just expressing how you feel. Sometimes prayer is a release for people.
Okay, that's a good point. I never
Sometimes,
thought of it that way.
It's just you purging. You might not have anyone that you can tell this deep, dark secret to.
Sure.
So, just being able to speak or connect.
Gotcha.
So.
And again, that's where you need that quiet time with just you and God.
Being still, or whoever your creator may be, or yourself.
Yeah. Self-talk.
Self-talk, right. So.
Good point. Good point. And looks like we're rounding off our time. And so on that note, theme music. And this is Charlie
and Bird. Have a good week. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. Show some kindness to yourself and to someone else.
I agree with that. Be safe, everybody. Hope you enjoyed our podcast. Be sure to listen to us on most podcast platforms. Also available on Spotify. We have an IG page. We have a YouTube and Facebook called Bird and Charlie Podcast. That's spelled BIRDANDCHARLIE podcast.com.
Oh, look, the sun has.
Sun
The
is
sun
risen
is out.
as
Yeah.
we sign off.
Oh, okay.
That's a sign. That's a
Yes,
sign
for you.
that we did well.
Sunshine for Charles.
No, for Bird. For us. How about that?
But I like cloudy weather. Okay. Okay, enough.
Okay, that's it. Thanks, everybody.
All right.
Till next time.
Bye now.
Bye.